Welcome to this week's edition of The Week in Tri. And today we're looking at Xterra, we're looking at ITU, and we're going to be looking at Ironman Triathlon as well. And as far as the weekend racing that we get coming up this weekend, there are going to be a number of things of interest happening both on the race circuits and off the race circuits. But without further ado, let's have a look ahead as far as what we got coming up this weekend. First and foremost, we've got on the Xterra front, there is the Xterra USA Championship happening out in Utah. And what makes this race a lot more interesting, especially considering that the point series for the Xterra USA series is all but wrapped up, and we've got about a month, just a bit more than a month to go before the Xterra World Championships out in Maui. Let's have a look, see what's happening as far as the Xterra USA Championships are concerned, and that the hot news there is that the American multi-time cross-country and cyclocross national champion Todd Wells is going to be dipping his toe into the world of Xterra out at Ogden. And what this means is that you've got a superb cyclist that's going to be burning up the course on the bike leg, but it's going to be remaining to be seen how much time he's going to lose on the swim before he gets out into the bike, and whether or not he's going to be able to build up enough of a lead on the bike to be able to hold off the Xterra guys coming through in the run. So it's going to be a really interesting factor to be looking at. How will Todd Wells shape up against the likes of Josiah Medard, etc. Bearing in mind that defending champion Ruben Rizafa of Spain will not be making the trip across to Utah this year. He's remaining at his high altitude training base in the Sierra Nevada mountains of Spain in preparation for the ITU Cross Triathlon World Championships that's coming up just 1 week later. So he's decided to focus his attention more specifically on retaining his ITU World Championship crown, as well as building up towards retaining his Xterra World Championship crown in Maui. So he's giving the USA Championship a skip and focusing more on the two big ticket items remaining in the season. So without Ruben Rizafa there, the way seems to be paved for Josiah Medard to come through, but as I said, we'll be having a close watch at what Todd Wells is able to do there. So you'll be able to follow the action on Twitter. By all means, subscribe to my Twitter account at CoachEdo3, and you'll be able to follow what's happening on the Xterra front through my Twitter handle, because I'll be retweeting what's happening there. So that's the Xterra USA National Championships that's happening this year. The next item on the triathlon scene happening as far as this coming weekend is concerned is on the ITU front. And there were 9 ITU World Point Series events that happened throughout the year. And now we're heading down to the ITU World Triathlon Grand Final this weekend in Chicago. And what makes this event more interesting is that happening in Chicago, home ground for Gwen Jorgensen, who's the hot favorite to retain her World Championship title. She's been undefeated the entire series, but then again, she has skipped a couple of races, so which means that fellow American Katie Zaffers is only sitting 300 points behind her. But then again, it's effectively Gwen Jorgensen's championship to lose rather than it is Katie's to win. And likewise on the men's side, Javier Gomez has got a really solid lead on the point series, and he'll be fighting it out against teammate Mario Mola, Frenchman Vincent Louis, as well as South Africa's Richard Murray for the men's point series title. But really, with the type of lead that Gomez has got at the moment, it's his race to lose rather than the others to win. And also, very importantly, if Gomez holds on to his top ranking, he'll be the first ever athlete to win a total of 5 ITU World Championship Point Series titles. So that's what's happening on the ITU front on the racing side. But while we are in Chicago for the ITU World Series Grand Final, the World Anti-Doping Association is going to be having a meeting with the ITU as far as launching the second installment of WADA's Legacy Outreach Program. And the Legacy Outreach Program was created by WADA as a way to provide additional support to international federations in order to develop and deliver anti-doping athlete awareness programs, and to provide them with the tools, materials, and ideas to carry out an effective anti-doping campaign. Now, bearing in mind, we're talking about tools, materials, and ideas. Now, one of the major factors as far as the WADA program is concerned, especially when it comes to top-level elite athletes, is the really interesting use of therapeutic use exemption forms. Used extensively by Marion Jones in the past, also used extensively by Lance Armstrong in the past, as well as really interesting therapeutic use exemption forms have cropped up in Alberto Salazar's training camps. So, as far as the looking at the legacy program, the tools, materials, and ideas, call me a bit of a cynic here, but I've got a strong feeling that this has got more to do with the prudent use of therapeutic use exemption forms rather than the outright gunning for top athletes as far as anti-doping programs are concerned. Just bearing in mind that the top athletes bring in the television coverage, and the television coverage brings in the big bucks for the federations. And what the federations don't need is the media picking up on doping positives. So therefore, therapeutic use exemption forms are by far the most optimum way to manage those. And if you just look back to the Lance Armstrong area, we even had backdated therapeutic use exemption forms. So that's my take on the matter. Feel free to leave your comments and criticisms about that down below. I've got a thick skin, so really, if you strongly disagree with me as far as the use of performance-enhancing substances as well as therapeutic use exemption forms in top-level athlete sport, by all means, leave a message, leave a criticism, and we can engage in some healthy debate on the matter. And lastly, we get to what's happening on Ironman racing this coming weekend. And the first important piece of information before I get to the racing is that the 2012 Ironman World Champion Pete Jacobs has announced on his website that he is withdrawing from the 2015 Ironman World Championship in Kona. What Pete said on his website is that he's been suffering from some illness over the past number of weeks, and this has severely disrupted his training, and his fitness level isn't there to the extent to which he can be considering himself competitive as far as the Ironman World Championship is concerned. And bearing in mind, especially as far as the pros are concerned, is that going and racing in Kona is a really expensive undertaking. Your top level pro athletes are looking at being in Kona easily 3 weeks ahead of time to properly acclimatize to the heat and humidity, and 3 weeks of accommodation in Kona is an expensive undertaking, and the athletes need to pay that out of their own pockets, and unless you can be reasonably expecting a high up finish as a pro, it's just simply financially not worth it to be making the trip over there. But getting back to what's happening on the Ironman racing front this week, and as always, where internationally you've got Xterra having one event with the USA Championship, you've got ITU having one event with the grand final in Chicago. Ironman comes along being the commercial enterprise that they are, with a whole range of events happening this coming weekend. We start off on Saturday the 19th with the Ironman 70.3 in Lanzarote, Spain. Then on Sunday the 20th, you've got Lake Tahoe in California, where you've got a full distance Ironman as well as a 70.3, both happening in the same venue on the same day. Then heading into Pula in Croatia, you've got an Ironman 70.3 happening there on Sunday as well as at Incheon in Korea, another 70.3, and finally the Cozumel, Mexico 70.3 happens on Sunday too. So what you have is, in total, you have 5 70.3s and 1 full distance Ironman all happening over this weekend as well. So that was the weekend try. Stay tuned till next week, when I'll give you some report backs on these various races that have been happening, and have a look ahead to the exciting races coming up next weekend, which from my perspective, the headline for next weekend will most definitely be the ITU Cross Triathlon World Championships, which will be Conrad the Caveman Stolz's final race of his career. That's a wrap as far as the weekend try is concerned. See you back next week. Until then, stay safe on the roads, stay carved up for the win. See you next time. Cheers.